Hey loves, so this video is going to be on how to improve your studying skills and also how to improve your exam scores. Be aware I might be a little blurry because I changed my camera settings and I don't know what to do now. So hopefully I'm not. I just want to say that everything that I'm going to talk about in this video is stuff that work for me. They might not work for you. I hope they do work for you, but everything that I'm going to list is everything that I do to get the grades that I get. So first thing you want to do is set a goal for all your classes. Do you want a 4-point, which is like an A in your class? Do you want a B? But with the goals, you want to be realistic and you want them to be tangible, something that you know that you can get when you really put your mind to it. Second thing is a syllabus. So your professor gives you a syllabus. The first thing I like to do is just to go through the syllabus. I don't like to read word from word, but I just go through and see when I'm having an exam, when I'm having a quiz, and to write that down in my planner. So this is my planner, but this is my best friend right here. I love her. I literally write down everything. Yeah, definitely try and get a planner or use like the calendar in your phone to write everything down so then you can really manage your time, because if you know you have 5 or 4 or even 6, like me, 6 classes, you really want to space out when is going to be your first exam, when is a paper due, so then you can prepare yourself throughout the semester and know like what's coming up. Just don't be afraid to ask questions. If a professor asks, does anyone have questions, and you know you got a question, and raise your hand, like there's going to be like a million other people who's going to have that same question like 9 times out of 10. And if you're not comfortable with doing that, then just make sure that when the class is over that you go up to the professor to ask questions, so you know at the end of the day that you're straight, basically. Yeah. Okay, so this one. Okay, so last semester, no, my first semester, my freshman year, I had an 8 a.m. and I was going, but then like after like the 5th, not even the 5th week, maybe like the 3rd week or so, 4th week, I stopped going because I'm like, this is 8 in the morning, like I want to sleep in, I don't want to go. And then I received like a C on my exam. C's aren't bad, but like I don't like to get C's. And I received a C on my exam and I was like, wow, Jala, you really have to get it together. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to go to my 8 a.m. class. So with that, if you know you're not going to get up early, switch out of the class now while it's still early. And if not, then like if you can't switch out of it, then just go. It's not gonna hurt. And also with any of your classes, go to all of them. That's like the first step to improving yourself and getting better with your exam scores, your quizzes, and everything. Just being there in class really helps. And also you want to sit to the front as close as possible. Like it really helps to eliminate distractions. I know I like to sit within the first couple rows because then the professor can see me, I can see the professor, and I feel bad if I'm looking at my phone because I'm like, that's very disrespectful. So then that's when I don't get on my phone whenever I'm in class. Like I may peek if I have like a text or something, but other than that, like I don't stay on my phone. You want to do whatever works best for you, but I know what works best for me is writing out all of my notes. It really helps. Study shows that like you really retain the information whenever you write down all of your notes out. Another thing is Quizlet. Quizlet is the best thing that was like made out there, like for real. So like what I do is after I get out of a class, and like in between my classes, I do this for every class except for like my yoga class, a class like that you can't really study for. I make sure that every day, at the end of the day or between classes, whenever, that I do the Quizlet notes, my flashcards for that day. So Quizlet is basically like a flashcard app. You can do it on your computer, your iPad, and your phone. I normally type them in, like my my note cards, like through the computer, and then I have my app. So then whenever I am like laying in bed on the bus, I already know that since I've been updating my notes every day that I have Quizlet on my phone, and so I just start going through the note cards and start studying them. Because you know, like if you have like the actual note cards, you have to like carry those around. You know, you're always going to have your phone with you no matter where you are. So just having that there will really help, and I like to put it on the first like little slide of my phone, so then when I see it I'm like, I know I should be studying right now. As well as Quizlet. Koofers is good as well. You will find lots of flashcards from previous people, from like who took in the class previous, and they'll have like note cards on like the exams and everything. I remember for last semester I looked up a class on Koofers, and they had like the final exam like study guide like all on there, and I'm like, wow, this is great. So it was like the note cards, but it was all the study guide like that my professor gave me. It was like every question word from word, so I got to study that. And you can also on Koofers you can look up professor ratings. That can help as well when you're going into a new semester to figure out like what your professor is like. Like, is he not a good teacher? Like, does he talk out loud, or she? When you actually want to start studying, you know, you got a big exam coming up, and your professor gives you a study guide. Once you get home, or when you have any free time, do not be lazy and go ahead and do that study guide. What I like to do is I like to try and do as much as I can, and then like print out another study guide and then actually go through my notes and go online to find the answers. After I've written everything out from the study guide, it can be like 100 questions. Like, I'm gonna write all those answers out. I don't write out the questions because I like to print it out, and then I just go ahead and write all the answers out, and then once I get done doing that, I turn my my notes into another Quizlet, like another little set of note cards that I can have. So then whenever I'm on the bus or studying, I can just have my Quizlet app open and I can be studying that, and it really helps. I love Quizlet. It's gonna sound really weird, but I like to talk out loud and actually repeat what the flashcard says and what the answer is. Another thing with Quizlet, they have like a learn section. You can hit the learn and you actually have to like type everything out, like type the answer. So it's going to show you the question and you can go ahead and type the answer in, and then it's going to tell you like, nope, you got it right, or I mean, nope, you got it wrong, yes, you got it right. And then that also helps because you're not just, not only are you like typing it out, you're really thinking on how to spell the word, especially if there is like short answer portions on your exam. You really want to do that. So another thing that I like to do when I am studying is I like to go ahead and make a little plan for myself and say like, okay, so for this little portion, I'm going to go ahead and read this chapter or something. I'm just giving an example. So I go ahead and I read that chapter, and then once I'm done doing that little portion, I take a little break, get a snack. Depending on how late it is, I go ahead and take like maybe like a little nap, and then wake back up and continue studying, or sometimes just taking a little break and going on social media just to clear your mind, because you don't want to study for long periods of times. Like, it's great to take breaks. So do not stay up all night like trying to study. Like, your brain needs to sleep. It needs to process the information that it's getting. That's what happens when you're going to sleep. Your brain is putting all the information that you just learned into little video files, so then you can remember it the next day. Study groups. It's nice to get feedback from other individuals that's from your classroom. You can actually like, if they have like an answer wrong or something, you know that you're right, you can actually help them, and then that'll help you because you're explaining it out to them. Vice versa. The semester just started and I'm already doing this. So I have a brain and behavior class, and that professor, she kind of sucks. She's a really nice lady, but she kind of sucks, and she doesn't know how to teach. That's the only thing. So she just expects us to know everything about the human brain already. And like, I don't know what this is. Like, I had anatomy in high school, but I don't remember any of that. So I like to take pictures like around my room in my little area, especially around my desk area where I like to study at, because then I look up and I'm seeing that visual, I'm seeing that picture. You can also do sticky notes, these sticky notes, and like place them like all around your room. and write out definitions and stuff like that. So then when you see that definition, you're like, oh, okay, so this is this, and you're seeing that every day, so you're like, you're gonna get tired of it and you're not gonna want to keep it up there, but it's gonna be really nice to have because you're constantly looking at that picture or sticky note. You see a lot of sticky notes up here, and that's just what me and my roommate do. Start studying early. Definitely start studying early. You can set your screensaver as certain things if you really need to memorize something. You want to have time for yourself. So name something that you like to do. Me, I like to watch Netflix and Gossip Girl. So I like to save at least one episode throughout the day for Gossip Girl or whatever Netflix show that I'm watching at the time, because you've accomplished everything throughout the day, so you have to give yourself a compliment, and you have to tell yourself, like, okay, even if you didn't finish everything that you wanted to finish, you still finished something. Whatever that you love doing, do that at least once a day, so you're having the time to really sit there and enjoy yourself. You want to just make sure that you have time for yourself, because the only thing that's stopping you is you. So I hope that my tips helped you all out, because they definitely helped me out and my roommate out. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.